Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Whatever doubts you guys are having, please do ask. We'll start the streaming in 2 minutes. Fantastic, Nitin. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Happy Makara Sankranti. Sankranti to you too. Let all the success come to you this way, this year. And good morning. Whatever doubts you guys are having, please do ask. We'll start the streaming in 2 minutes. Yes, completely. वो भवानी शंकर जी जो है उनका रेसिपी का कमाल है. Thank you so much for the recipe. If you are there in the stream, Mr. Bhavani. Rules for today's mapping starting from 1 hour time frame, right? To understand the movement action plan, what are the first things that you will be keeping in mind? High volume. So wherever the high volume has been found, the action plan will be looked in the opposite direction. In that scenario, today's high volume was justified with this candle in the Asian session, right? Wherein the previous New York session had indicated a movement over here towards the short, correct? So with the short action plan, market had dropped beautifully, completed the targets. आज के दिन में अगर नोटिस कर रहे हो LG पॉइंट कंप्लीट करके गैप अप क्लोज करके कंटिन्यूटी इन द मूवमेंट दिखाई है. फॉर्मेशन नो सेटअप येट. Let's wait for a setup towards a long. If a setup is formed, we will look for a directional holdings towards the long. Else not, market अगर structure follow करता है intact level के साथ, then we'll continue the rally towards the next gap up opening of the previous. कहाँ पे है वो? If you notice, this one. Reason is very simple. एक ही चीज आइडेंटिफाई करना है. मार्केट अगर ये सस्टेन नहीं करती है, सरप्लस मिनिमलिटी 150 ब्रेक करती है, तभी जाके ही हम 45525 का टारगेट्स देखेंगे। तब तक के लिए एशियन सेशन hasn't indicated any as such moves towards short। जो सुबह से शॉर्ट में है, उनका ट्रेड ऑफ एक्शन एमटीएसएल के साथ, दूसरे लोग वेट फॉर द प्लान। लेट द मार्केट क्रिएट a structure, with the structure we will look out, right? So आज का दिन में हाई वॉल्यूम डेवलप हुआ है, सरप्लस मिनिमलिटी के साथ रिजेक्शन दिखने को मिली है, बट इमीडिएटली अगर नोटिस कर रहे हो, व्हाट डू यू सी? मार्केट हैज टेकन अ रिजेक्शन फ्रॉम इंटैक्ट of 1 hour and continued the movement towards the short, right? With this short plan of action, अगर मार्केट यहाँ पे सस्टेन होके सेटअप फॉर्म करती है 15 मिनट्स में, तभी ही प्लान ऑफ एक्शन बनेगा। फिर से बोल रहा हूँ, उससे पहले नहीं, right? Currently market is getting back into the iceberg zone. Let's come to 15 minutes and check what will be the plan of action, right? So surplus minimality 100 150 के पास रिजेक्शन, with that rejection first come first serve कौन सा सप्लाई होगा? ये वाला, correct? So this supply will get into the play with the action point 1, which is over here, right? Intact के साथ rejection दिखाता है, well and good. अगर नहीं दिखाता है, continuity in the trade towards the short only. आज का दिन का movement action plan notice करोगे? Opening, how was this mapping taken under the consideration? First come first serve के हिसाब से न्यूयॉर्क सेशन का जो एंडिंग ट्रेड था शॉर्ट के तरफ, उसका मैपिंग 1, जहाँ पे प्लेसमेंट रिजेक्शन ऑफ 150%, with rejection of 150%, what do we notice? M1 formation, M1 formation के साथ 150 and 200 are the target, जो कि इस सिनेरियो में M1 200 कंप्लीट किया, right? Post completion of that, market created a normal supply range at 200%, first come first serve allocation again, mapping taken under the consideration, right? So with this mapping, reallocation, which will be taken from this point, high wick range नहीं है, so body से allot करेंगे, 100% rejection, LG point created, followed through the drop. New day, new candle allocation, 0.1 range, first come first serve के हिसाब से mapping, LG point है आज का दिन का पहला कैंडल, सो एक्सपेक्टेड मूवमेंट डेली में विक क्रिएट नहीं हुआ है, तो विक क्रिएशन का एक्सपेक्टेशंस, राइट? सो इन दिस व्हाट डू वी नोटिस? रिजेक्शन, break of minimality M1 200%, with the break of minimality M1 200%, market created a surplus के साथ first target M1, second target 150, right? 100% होने के बाद followed through में action plan का हिसाब से mapping we have already done, which is being showcased over here. Rejection ले रहा है, अगर rejection लेके sustain होता है, then the plan of action will be towards the short. अगर यहाँ पे setup form होती है, then we'll look for long. First targets will be on coverance towards the LG point. Any doubts in gold? MTSL for the short trade. 4610 will be the add-ons MTSL, and remaining will be at 4630 TSL and 4620 as MTSL for the first trade of action. Okay. Any doubts, please do ask. क्या बेहुदा सवाल है यार. Actually, you know what? ये जो क्वेश्चन तुमने पूछा है ना, जिस स्ट्रीम से पूछ के आए हो ना, उस स्ट्रीम में जाके पूछो कि 02165A का मतलब क्या है. Sir, why sometimes volumes goes wrong? मैं बात ही नहीं करूंगा तो वॉल्यूम रॉन्ग ही जाएगा ना. So you don't know the full form. नहीं पता यार क्या करें. He is asking about commodity future trading commissions का commitments of traders. वो शॉर्ट फॉर्म में पूछा था. What is COD report? पता था तो बोला क्यों नहीं? सही से पूछे होते तो बता देता. Because we trade in IG. Without knowing that reports, we can't execute the trades over there because it's a large sum game. And for your kind information, January का report जो है, disaggregated report, right? So in that, for futures, agriculture is in format of long and short both. For petroleum and products, long and short both. Natural gas, the format is on basis of 0.3 to 3%. Electricity is on percent of short formats, metal and others, which is silver and gold, is combined to be played under the consolidative range, which is again in the formation of long and short, right? Financial futures में अगर देखना चाहते हो, then it will be on a long format, not in a short format. And अगर currency के हिसाब से जाओगे, तो we follow only three major rules, which is ICE for Europe and ICE US. And another one which gets into New York Matlin Exchange, which is again into the range of long and short format. Okay. प्यार से पूछो, सबका जवाब मिलेगा. You think हम यहाँ पे RSI indicators लगा के ट्रेड कर रहे हैं? When is the next report releasing? जब रिलीज होगा बता दूंगा. अगर तुम हमारे साथ बने हो तो. Good morning, Arya. Good morning, Nitesh. Joined late. I hope you're feeling well. Yes, 100%. Thank you for asking. I'm not able to allocate the yesterday's 15 minutes, 9:15 to 10:15 UTC. Move as there are no matching demands or supply. How to mark or allocate in such situations? 9:15 to 10:30. 9:15 to 10:30. Why do you have to map? Market is in the zone, no? When market is in the zone, why do you have to allocate? इतना सब जानते हो, इतना हैप्पी मकर संक्रांति टू यू टू आर्या. इतना सब जानते हो, तो टी बॉन्ड का नेट पोजीशन कमर्शियल चेंजेस बताओ. -23%. जापानीज येन का ओपन इंटरेस्ट 2.87715, I guess 5 या 6 होगा. Interest rate is at 1%. स्विस फ्रांस का लार्ज स्पेक्टाकुलर्स पॉजिटिव में है या नेगेटिव में? Dude, I have a business in Switzerland. -1765. स्विस फ्रैंक्स के बारे में पूछो ना, तो जान ले. पूरा डिटेल ही दे दूंगा. Right? COT index is at 90%. Long changes is at 316. Right? Short changes is at 22 to 48. Right? Large spectaculars में अगर level up जान रहे हो, तो changes is of 2167, and short range motion is at -1765. Open interest is at 3.76%. Net commercials is at -2%. और कुछ? Good morning, Viraj. Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Sorry to judge you. You don't have to be sorry. Why are you sorry and what are you sorry for? जब लोगों को पता नहीं है तो पूछेंगे ना. लॉन्ग टर्म में ये सब जानना बहुत जरूरी होता है. ट्रेंड लाइन से कितना दिन करके काम चलाओगे? What is the sustain? Please tell exactly. Let's assume you have filled your car full tank, okay? And you know that by going 300 kilometers, your fuel will get exhausted, right? Evaporate on the ride. So, in that play, you know that if you go at a certain point and if you get it refueled, right, then you know the destination and journey could be even more longer and beautiful. So, what you do, you get refueled in between till you reach your destination. Same way, in the markets, every point of action is being and taken under the consideration of previous mappings. How? Example, sustain and rain. If the market comes down and sustains in a point and then takes a rejection and continues the movement in the opposite direction with the volume is called as sustainability. Okay. What did it happen? Market tried multiple times, but without a proper fuel, the market couldn't move. Hence, market came back to the dilution point, completed the movement, and carry forwarded the rally. This one, the market had come to the zone. Why? Because we had an LG point at minimality M1, henceforth. Okay. So as the previous demand and supply we getting covered, so the price was in the motion. But when at 9, the last supply was completed 150 and then it dropped. Found demand at 9:15 to 9:30. 9:15 to 9:30. Okay, intact complete हुआ. Post completion 9:30 and then again found the supply from 9:45 to 10:30. So thought previous demand or supply will be applicable. No, right? So you have to understand one game of motion, right? Whenever the market is in the zone, one attempt, maximum two attempt. If the third attempt is also not going, right? Market will come to take the nearest intact point. कल के सिनेरियो में LG point, right? So because of that motion, market came down, took the liquidity and continued the movement. Keeping in mind, on a daily time frame, the market has tend to allocate the structure towards the short. Even then, the market gave a movement, right? If in today's scenario, it has to be in a consolidative direction towards the short, it has to have a proper liquidity, right? So without liquidity, the market will not move. So henceforth, आज का सुबह का दिन पूरा रैली करके अभी क्यों खेल रहा है, right? London session starts in next 1.5 hours, right? One small retracement, hunt out everyone, right? Create a setup with the formation execution. That is the current plan of action. अगर मार्केट को नीचे आना है ना, लिक्विडिटी लेने दो, उसके बाद ही प्लान करो. So always remember, diluted points of an intact is as important as the major intact points, right? So that's the reason. If there is no movement, no speculum in a zone of action, market always tends to hunt you out, right? Hunt you out in the sense the liquidity push. So wait for that liquidity push. Once that liquidity push is been taken in the market, then execute it in the directions. Till then, just wait and watch. That's the beautiful thing. Okay. Going to buy the book. No. Congratulations. Yeah. Nitin, hope you got the point. So you are saying no one will be knowing about COT. जाके पूछ के आओ कैसे भी कैफे हॉप बार हॉप के जैसे आप लोग यूट्यूब हॉप करते हो ना जाओ पूछ के. So after certain period of time, what should be the plan of action? Very simple. Right? Think you're in the trading business for 3 years, yet you're not profitable. First plan of action. What is it? Understand the motion movements. Second, let your ego and greed and FOMO closed in a cage. Third, understand the markets. One script for 1 year. Fourth and last, slow process of compounding builds and converts into a profitable trader. Last and final stage. Growth is always from continuous learning. Once this is done, it will be 5 years for you guys. 3 साल तो हो गया अभी. 2 और साल लेके चलो. 5 years. Sixth year. First, build a relation with wealth companies who can manage your funds. So minimum requirement, set up a boring business. Boring business is nothing but the business which by doing you feel bored, and you will not be managing it, team will be managing it. Third, build a stock portfolio on conversions. 7th and 8th year, Long and 4588. Setup isn't formed yet. Viraj, start enjoying the freedom. It's that simple. It's just you have to give time. If you are in the trade already, follow MTSL point and be with neck to neck mapping. Don't go against it. Okay? On the break of LG point, carry forward the trade, follow the supply, remap first come first serve mapping, not prior to that. Okay? So this is the only rule you have to follow for next 3 years to be in the zone. Nothing else. Okay. Sir, in yesterday's POI zone, there were ton of S2 setup formed. What made you decide to take the last S2 setup if it's the 1 hour volume? Then the S2 setup was formed before 1 hour candle got completed. Volume was indicated prior to that only with PPI data. If you come to 1 hour yesterday, if you notice, what is the one major constant at this zone? Group में भी देख लो clearly, right? First indication of reversal was given in this candle only. Okay. Second indication was given in this candle, which is this one, right? Market is going to take the liquidity. Without liquidity, the market won't go करके वो market खुद बताया, right? So follow the right movement action plan of the volume, right? If the market hasn't moved above this point post the high volume has been created, definitely market will create a rebound action plan, right? Pressure indications, trap analysis, inducements, everything was in favor of short. That's the reason in group we shared an analysis towards the short, right? Not towards the long. MTSL ऊपर रखो वरुण. Are you in that trade? Short, yes. लॉन्ग के लिए मेरे को फुल फ्लेजेड प्लान नहीं मिला है जो कि होल्डिंग में डालने जैसे. आईडी ट्रेड करने वाले कर सकते हो. Okay. Streaming will be there for next 15 minutes. Whatever doubts you guys are having, please do ask. As the price approach 150 or 200, generally it creates small supply demand which are not allocatable to recent previous supply or demand. So how they should be look, we have to wait for that. With the followed price action plan, the actions will be taken under the considerations, not prior to that. Sometimes they are formed at 150 and sometimes at 200%. For example, yesterday's 15 minutes. Yesterday's 15 minutes, 7 UTC. 7, 90. Okay. First completed 150% and then form 915 demand. Okay, ये वाला बात कर रहे हैं. ये वाला, sorry. I got it. So that is 330, no? 1330, not 19. 19. Supply and rent. Hmm. I think timeline is wrong. Can you check and let me know again? Sir, SL Yavat. Sir, SL Yavat. लैग थोड़ी हो रही है सर. सारे ड्राइंग्स एक फोल्डर में डाल दो, लैग बंद हो जाएगा. ऐसा भी होता है क्या? कैसे डालते हैं बता दो एक बार. इधर फोल्डर भी क्रिएट होता है क्या? ಸರ್ ಎಸ್ ಎಲ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ಇಡಬೇಕು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್? If you see a S to B1 formation over here, first check the range of motion between wick to body to the SL point. If it's in Asian session, it should not cross more than 30 to 40 pips. If it's in London, New York session, 50 to 60 pips, because movement is in a bit of a higher side in last 2 months, right? So with this following, whenever you are having it in the range and the setup is formed, showcasing a proper rejection point, execute that, right? Starting with MTSL, right? Once the movement gets into the play, every 40 pips, move your MTSL 20 pips up. If the market has given movement of 80 pips, MTSL will move to 40 pips, right? SL will come from the low point of 60 pips in Asian session, which will get converted into CTC plus 10 pips. Daily folder create कर सकते हो sir. I do the same. Object tree plus select the drawing plus click on one new folder icon. Hide option will be there. Where is object tree? Object tree. I don't have object. I don't have objects only. Oh, sorry, I have. Okay. Create a group. And how will I move this group? This will take too long now. Not my cup of tea. अभिषेक जब फ्री हो देख लो कर लेना. Same that you were pointing 15 minutes 19 years. ये वाला यहाँ पे मैपिंग क्यों करोगे? वेरी सिंपल ना. फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व अलोकेशन कहाँ से लोगे? अगर आपका डिमांड यहाँ पे बिल्ड हुआ है, सेलिंग प्रेशर यहाँ पे है, फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व अलोकेशन यहाँ से लोगे ना, राइट? So if you map that, it's minimality formation. अब 150% क्यों मैप कर रहे हो आप? Got the point? क्या क्या कराते हो मेरे आज से? Select all the drawings in higher time frame. Okay, let's do it. पहले बार कुछ पूछे हमारे प्यारे लोग. Higher time frame. उड़ा मत देना उतना ही. What is this? मेहनत. ऐसे ही ना. नहीं पूरा सेलेक्ट नहीं होता. सांप लग रहा है. Oh, finally आ गया. छोड़ दे अभिषेक, मैंने ही कर लिया. ओके, सेलेक्ट कर लिया. इसके बाद ऑब्जेक्ट ट्री पे आना है. ऑब्जेक्ट ट्री पे भी आ गया. वो सेलेक्ट हो गया है क्या? यहाँ पे एक ग्रुप ऐड करना है. चला गया. नहीं, आ गया. ओके, अभी इसको हाइड करूंगा तो हाइड हो जाएगा. नहीं हुआ. सी. ओके, इसको उठा के ऐसे डालना है. तो भाई क्या कहते हैं आप दर्श? चलो, 3 ही मिनट है. 3 मिनट में टाइम पास क्यों करें? लेट्स गो. हाइड बटन हाइड ही नहीं हो रहा है, क्या करूं? बड़े बड़े लोगों के हाथ में छोटे छोटे काम नहीं होते. That's the reason we hire people to get that works done. ये हैंग मत करा दो अभी तो. हैंग करा दिया. 5 साल की ड्राइंग. सॉरी, 1 साल की ड्राइंग. उज्जैन से कोई है क्या? एनीवन फ्रॉम उज्जैन? है तो प्लीज बताओ. आई विल पर्सनली कनेक्ट विद देम. भाई मेरा स्क्रीन हैंग हो गया है, रुको मेरा दूसरा स्क्रीन में देख रहा हूँ. M1 is formed only when there is a break above the retracement. जब तक वो ब्रेक नहीं होती है M1 कहलाता नहीं है. ओके. सेटअप के साथ जा रहा है. वेल एंड गुड. 15 मिनट्स में 1 आवर कैंडल क्लोज होने वाली है. सो बी वेरी केयरफुल. राइट. आप लोगों ने मिलके मेरा ट्रेडिंग व्यू को हैंग कराया. नाइस जॉब. कोई नहीं. Just pulling the legs. Let this year get all the success and happiness on the occasions of Makara Sankranti. All the new members, only one thing: don't execute the trades without learning. Do the back testing for 6 months, 6 months of forward testing, 1 month of live analysis on whatever strategy, concepts, or formulations you guys are using, right? Learn before you earn. It's your hard-earned money. Don't give it random people to manhandle your account nor follow any tips. Learn before you earn, because one good trade is a trade taken by your analysis, your mindset, your confidence, without fear of yours, without greed of yours. Winning will give you happiness, losses will give you learnings. This is Nitesh signing off. मिलते हैं कल, तब तक के लिए take care, bye bye. Hope you got the point, Viraj, what I tried to say over here.